And that's just fine. The main thing is you want to have your shoulders back and down and your core engaged. Beautiful. And then lower yourself down into chaturanga. Come up into upward dog. Looking up. And now back into downward dog. And we were also talking before class about thumb pain and wrist pain. So we want to avoid going into pain in these positions. So we want to try to pull our weight out of our hands back into our feet and tilt our coccyx toward the ceiling. Good. Looking at your navel. Beautiful. Nice. Good job, Linda. Your back's nice and straight. Now take that right foot and step forward between the hands. Again, on the same side. This time bring the hands into the middle and let the right knee come out. Good. Yeah, good. Perfect. Get there. Beautiful. So you can either have your right knee down, your left knee down in the back, or you can stay up on your foot for a little more stretch in the quad. But we're opening up that right hip. Beautiful. And now stay there or come down on the elbows. So this is really opening up that hip. This is going to be good for you on the other side where you have the hip constriction sometimes. Beautiful. One more breath. And now come back up. Stay in this position or grab the right foot and open. And just move that back and forth. So feel how that's opening up the hip, the outside of the ankle. And smile, Susie. Yeah. How does that feel for you? Is it okay? So we're really opening up that ankle. Good. And the hip. Beautiful. Now everybody's warmed up. Nice. It's an open pigeon, exactly. An active pigeon, exactly. This is a very wide awake pigeon. And come back to the center. And now drop your left knee down. And bring your hips back. Pull that right hip back and bring the right foot up into a flex. And stretch, straighten your back. Stretch over that leg. Stretching out the hamstring. Good. So Linda, you can come up on your fingertips a little if you want and try to straighten that knee a little bit. Yes, good. How does that feel? It hurts? Just a little? Okay. Just try it and then you can bend the knee again, but just to try the range of motion. Oh, in your foot. Interesting. But all the way down your leg too? Okay. All right. Well, you can just come in and out of the motion. Come in and out of the pose. Good. Because it's good to stretch those hamstrings. They're very tight from all the standing that we do. And then come back forward. And again, bring your foot back into plank. Bring yourself down, chaturanga, and up into upward dog, and down into downward dog. Pressing yourself back. Good. How's that on your thumb, Susie? Good. Good. That's good. That's good. You found a way to do the pose without being in pain there. That's great. Good. And this time, step that left foot forward. And we're going to come up into Warrior One on the left side. That right foot's at 45. Bring the left hip back. push the right hip forward. Beautiful. Bend that knee a little bit. Always keep the knee over the toes. Don't let it drift in, especially as we bring the legs into Warrior Two. So as you come into Warrior Two, you turn your pelvis, keeping that knee open. Yes. So that knee's going to stay over that foot. And then the pelvis, just imagine, is going to turn like that. So as your pelvis turns, I'm going to hold your knee. Turn your pelvis that way. So that's opening in here. Yeah, feel that opening? Good. So it's like, imagine that you have flashlights on the front of your hip bones, and you go from facing forward to you're lighting up that side of the room over there. Good. You can either have your hands down or your arms out, looking over that third finger. Beautiful. Wow, the light's really changing. We're having a beautiful spring day of sun and then clouds and showers. And turn back into Warrior One, moving that right foot. Bring your hands into prayer. One hand is perfect. Notice that this bringing your hands into prayer is a real balancing pose because you're sort of coming back to your center line. So even if you're doing something else with one hand, if you bring just that one hand there, it really helps you sort of get back to that center. Leave your hands in prayer or all the way up. Beautiful. And come down. All the way down into a lunge. Stretching out that right hip flexors. Beautiful. Now bring your hands both on the inside. Come down a little further. Let your left knee open up. Yes, good. And stay here or come down onto your elbows. And really open up that left groin. Or you can come down on one elbow and imagine that the other one's coming down. Good. Good, Linda. And now come back up. Grab the foot and roll it open. Feel that left hip opening. And that left ankle. And just roll back and forth. It's good to put weight on the bones of the feet. Helps strengthen them. And opening up that hip. Good. Back to center. Drop the knee. Bring the hips back. And flex the foot. How does this side feel, Linda? Is it a little better? A little bit looser. Okay, so that's a good awareness. Your right side's a little tighter. One side's always tighter than the other. And one leg's always longer than the other, they say. Although I think the more you do yoga, the more they even out. I think a lot of that's just posture. And now drop over that leg. Really feel that hamstring. Feel those medial hamstrings where they insert into the knee. Good. And come forward. Bring the foot back into plank. Now, you know, whenever I say plank, you can always have your knees down. Down into chaturanga, keeping those shoulders engaged. Up into upward dog. And back into downward dog. And now come up on your heels. Stretching those feet. And now fold your feet underneath you. And sit back. Good. Enjoy that beautiful stretch at the front of your feet and the front of your ankles and the anterior tibialis. And you can just be in that stretch, or you can put your hands down, back a little bit, and rock your knees up. Good. Everybody has to do it. That's a good variation because you're actually getting a range of motion there. So that's good. Yeah, you've gotten so much more movement in your ankles. Yep. It is amazing you can sit like this. I've never seen you sit like that. Yeah. So how many years do you think it's been? Uh-huh. Years? 10 or 15 years? Oh, okay. Yeah, that goes back to an old college injury. Well, you know, one of my yoga teachers always said that yoga makes the impossible possible. Your body can do way more than you think it can. It's a self-healing organism. So bring your arms up and let the hands be soft, but the elbows are straight. Good. And one more breath. Vajrasana. Lightning bolt. And come down. Beautiful. Slide your knees back to be underneath your hips and come into table. Yes, good, Susie. So for those of you who have got sensitivity in your thumb joints, there's other hand positions you can use on some of these because you don't want to stress those joints while you're sort of figuring out how to heal them. So this is a good alternative. Makes you look like a gorilla. Yeah, exactly. And now we're just gonna tuck. Feel that whole back opening and then arch from the coccyx, low back, mid back, upper back, and head. Inhale. And tuck. And inhale. And tuck. And inhale. And now just start to bend your elbows, keeping your elbows close to you, and just come down as far as you can. You might bring your chest all the way to the floor, or you might just try your elbows in and out, but try to keep your elbows in as opposed to coming out. So keep your elbows close to your body, yes. Good. So we're really stretching this whole area here. Good, good. So, so you're reaching down there, and I'm going to hold your elbows in. Good.